Hi, it's Ileana. So today we're going to explore the spiritual creative expression, soul exploration, and identity of the divine self. So recently I was working on creating spiritual content that looks at the themes of nature, the forest, the sky, earth, water, mountains, things that come in nature, the sun, orbs, and what does it mean to be spiritually creative, and exploring elements of nature, elements of the universe, and how to combine that into an artistic expression of who I am as a living divine being. And while exploring those topics, and that was the theme of this creation, it was to create spiritual business cards. I've never created business cards in my life, so for me, it's not really important to put a face to myself, to promote myself, to give out business cards. I've never done that physically. I've never given out business cards to anyone. I've never talked about what I do on a spiritual teaching capacity with other people in person, like giving a business card. That's not my thing. I don't promote that in a physical capacity. I've never needed to do that. I don't feel it's something I would be doing. But the project was to create a spiritual connection to an artistic expression of the divine self. Who are you? What is your spiritual and creative identity? And how does that look and how does that work? For me, it is connected to colors. It's connected to frequency. It's connected to crystals. I don't like boring things. I don't create simplistic artwork. I've never done that. I've always created artwork that is expressive, that is colorful. I love colors of blue, purple, green. It is about connecting to color, connecting to frequency, connecting to energy, and expressing oneself in a creative way to show something that is beautiful and deeply connects to you, has meaning to you. For me, that's also crystals, stars, the moon, color, vibration, and how that blends in unity and creativity of expressing what you truly are and all the elements that make you who you are. So for me, the sky, the clouds, the forests, the green space, the water, the mountains, the earth, meditation, healing, frequency, crystals, those are for me elements and aspects of everything that I love to incorporate in spirituality. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a healer. I connect to a lot of things that have to do with the mind, the body, and the soul in doing spiritual teaching, which includes healing, meditation, ascension, and soul evolution. Those are all things that are part of me. I'm also a researcher, an author, and a practitioner who does anything and everything that connects to mind, body, and soul, like I said. So this, I felt, needed to be expressed in the artwork of what I was trying to create. But I felt like things were missing from the original content that I created. And I wanted to explore the full unity of divine self and what that means and what that stands for. For me, it's color and vibration. I don't, even business cards, spiritual ones, I don't do simplistic design because that's not me. It is not a reflection of me. It is not a reflection of the elements I wanted to include in this design. I do things that are full of color, vibration, and connection to frequency. So that was expressed in my divine self. What I was working with, these colors and unity, love, heart, not just putting a name on something in my face and links to websites and stuff. Yes, that's part of these elements in the description of the work that I do. That's all there because that's the standard thing that's included in business cards, but I don't want this to be boring business cards. I'm not even looking to print these out and hand them out. Again, I don't do that kind of stuff. I prefer to teach by example and express myself by sharing information and knowledge. And hopefully people can learn something that gives them something new to work with and understand. So for me, this was part of expression. Who am I as a living being? How am I connected to nature, the universe? And how can I show this in the artwork that I'm creating? Living artwork, not just boring cards. So it's spiritual living artwork, an expression of beauty, an expression of love, heart, connection to nature, to the universe, to what makes us alive, living beings, connecting to that, to the orbs, to other living beings, to the forest and the nature. That sustains us on earth. That is life itself, the giver of life. So I wanted to show that creative aspect of myself using imagination and creation, and how that is expressed in life and creation itself, in the beauty of everything that is around us, in our surroundings, in our environment, night and day, water, mountains, forests, that green space, that purple vibrant nightscape, the blue sky, the morning sunrise, that creativity to be seen as an expression of beauty, an expression of the soul divine, showing crystals, showing the stars, the sun, the warmth of rebirth, the warmth of creation, and a frequency of calmness, of having a safe space to be in. Even in artwork, it's the capturing that feeling of what's reality, of what's beautiful, healing reality is so important to me. And I think those elements were needed in this type of creation, because these are not simply business cards to me. Yes, certain elements are there, like I said, what's typically in business cards, but these are spiritual business cards. This is spiritual artwork. It's not just cards for me. That's not how I wanted these designs to be. I want it to be something that's living frequency and not two-dimensional. It's 5-dimensional. It's 4-dimensional. It's 3-dimensional. It's not 2-dimensional. And these are double-sided spiritual cards. So they hold information and frequency on the front and the back. And the color and the continuity of the creativity continues, asking myself, who am I as a living soul? What am I trying to evoke and express? Harmony, peace, meditation, frequency, something you can look at and meditate to and relax to, seeing something that is beautiful and harmonious and that is aligned with unity frequency of healing, and expressing yourself as a soul divine being in what you're trying to creatively imbue. Because what you see in front of you, it describes a life story. It describes your creativity, your imagination, and who you are in essence as an identity of the divine self. When thinking of these cards, like, what is my identity? I don't have a one set thing as identity. It's everything in creation. It's everything in expression, in artistic creativity being shown here in all its whole creativity. Not just pieces of creativity, but aspects of everything that I am as a living being and a soul. It's creatively expressed with all the themes and topics and elements that are part of my life and my work and creativity, and expressing that in an interesting way that shows connections to nature, to the universe, to everything that is alive, expressing that beautifully in a profound way that is full of frequency, color, something that we all can connect to and just look at and go, that's beautiful. That's creativity. That's imagination at play. And there's something here to look at and ponder and think about. Who am I as a soul being? What is my identity? What do I stand for? What is my creativity? What is my imagination? What can I create here, as there are no limits to creativity? You can create anything you want. You can express anything you want in your own beautiful artwork. And that's what I wanted to embody here and show. And also connections to the moon, to sacred geometry symbols, to what is part of nature, what is magical, just greens, flowers, crystals, the earth itself, and that vibrant landscape of environments that are different. Like looking at an expanded forest, sitting in meditation creatively, seeing the sun, seeing the water, seeing the earth and the sacred geometry. That's part of that mystery of healing, connection to the soul divine that helps us heal, going within, understanding ourselves as living beings. I love flowers. I like crystals. I love Mother Nature and the earth and Gaia and healing. That's all part of that creative soul expression, connecting within, connecting to everything that is as creators, as beautiful beings living in the light frequency of such beautiful connection to everything that is within ourselves and everything that expands outward as well in nature and frequency, and tapping that creativity to explore what we are capable of doing creatively, using our imagination, using that creativity to make something beautiful that we can look at and say, wow, that's healing, that's nurturing, that is guiding us towards something that is us, uniquely us, that unity and connection, looking within oneself and finding your beautiful creativity, finding your joy, your happiness, your harmony, what makes you unique and how you express yourself. This is what came out of this project, connecting to that sacred geometry of healing vibration, to the flowers, to the crystals, to all the elements that create this beautiful flow in unity. The sun, the moon, the elements of planetary symbols, the magic of creation itself. It is all here within these beautiful environments of the green, the blue, the purple, the colorful frequency of life, and how we look at creation, expression, and what we can create when we work with our inner self, with our imagination and creative aspects of ourselves in expression, divine soul expression, going beyond the surface limits of who we are to what we truly are in creation. Our highest evolution of the soul divine, and what's there. What is there within us that can be expressed creatively in artwork, in spiritual projects, in creativity, to show the full scope of us and what we're capable of doing in this beautiful world that we're exploring. That is the creativity of the soul, the heart, putting in the love and the beautiful effort to create what truly expresses us as living beings, uniquely individual, beautifully shown, and beyond just simple 3D matrix reality. What is beyond there? What is the magic of us? That is what I was trying to imbue and express in these spiritual business cards. Again, I don't need these cards. I don't need to print them. I don't need to hand them out. It is the energy and the frequency from them that have the healing in them. Just to show creative artwork as a project, as to try something different and new that I've never done before. Because I've never created these before, and I used layers of different elements, of different imagery, environments, and blended that together to show something that has unity and continuity of soul expression, divine self, divine exploration, and spiritual creative expression, going beyond what I normally do to try something unique and brand new that I've never done before, and challenging myself to step forward beyond what I know and try something different. How do the elements of nature, space, the universe blend together to create something spiritual, to create something different, explorative? How do I express myself as a divine self and identity, creative identity, imagination, soul creation? How do I work with all of those elements, nature, the universe, space, and create something that shows uniqueness, expresses who I am as a living being, as an artist, as a spiritual teacher, a healer, and incorporates meditation, incorporates exploration, getting us to think about what is out there creatively, uniquely, getting us out in nature, connecting with ourselves, the universe, connecting with our guides to really create unique expressions of ourselves and what that is and what that means to us. To think deeply beyond the simplistic, beyond limitation, and working with creation without limits to create unique things that show who we are and what we're connected to in positive healing, beauty, and soul expression. Those were the creative aspects that I was able to explore here, to explore sacred geometry, healing, soul connection, and connecting to the divine. I mean, orbs are living beings as well, and we're seeing many of them out in nature when we're meditating, when we're doing healing work. And that was creatively inspiring because I see many orbs in the forest, in nature, out in the woods, and orbs are part of my life, part of the healing process. And I think many people are starting to see sacred geometry, sacred healing images that connect to them and help them with their healing, and seeing orbs, because orbs can be part of the living space and healing, and crystals and flowers, the moon, the sun, the nature aspect, the earth. Everything is living and connected, and we are part of that. We can meditate in it, we can relax, we can heal. Just breathing the air, smelling the flowers, that is helpful and healing. Connecting with the water, swimming in clean water, in the ocean, in the lake. Taking some time to meditate and heal the mind, the body, and the soul. So beautiful and so profound. And I just wanted to share that with everyone. Thank you so much.